gamers, today we're going to be reacting to VFX artists debunk Bigfoot videos. Now, a little bit of lore about myself. I have been terrified of Bigfoot before, okay? Now in my adult life, I am not so scared. But I thought that this would be an interesting react. I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to check out the original video first. I'll leave it at the top of the description. Fair warning, I talk way too much through these videos. If you do enjoy, though, feel free to drop a like and a sub. It would be greatly appreciated. I also go live 3 days a week on my Twitch stream. Second link in the description. Feel free to check that out. And with all that being said, enjoy the video. VFX artists debunk Bigfoot. Let's see what we got going on here, man. We were just talking about this the other day. It's just someone's flexible friend. Yeah, that's really tall.
Bros are back.
As debunking experts, we've looked to the skies above, we've looked at cryptids on the ground, but we haven't looked in the deep forests where another mysterious paranormal
they're gonna do a
creature
bunch of different Bigfoots?
going by the name of Bigfoot.
Breaking news out of Texas,
Dude,
Bigfoot is real.
We've all had experiences that have changed our lives.
In the swamps of northwest Mississippi.
Come out with me.
Dude, this editing's great.
Sasquatch.
Today we are going to apply our trained visual effects eye on Bigfoot footage. There's some good.
But I feel like most Bigfoot footage. Also, why the fuck are you doxing yourselves, guys? I feel like most Bigfoot footage. Okay, dude, there's no fucking way. Anyways, I feel like most Bigfoot footage though, it's just somebody in a suit. You know, it's not like VFX. I mean, we'll see.
Tasty stuff out there. I gotta give a shout out to Ernesto Omai. Ernesto put together a compilation of a bunch of Bigfoot clips that he thinks are the most authentic and realistic ones and sent it our way. So we're gonna take a look at this.
First off, before we get into it, do you guys think Bigfoot is real?
I want to believe. Look, I'm open-minded, but I'm skeptical and scrutinizing.
Are we just gonna see a bunch of shots of a dude in a costume?
We might, but you know what? Let's take a look.
I mean, there's no way.
We're starting with the 1967.
Oh, okay, yeah, we can get the biggest one out of the way. Bigfoot is most believable to exist today because technically they are real creatures. Yeah.
Gimlin footage. This is probably.
I think so. Here's my theory on Bigfoot. I've shared it on stream a couple of times. If it's real, right? If Bigfoot is real, I believe that they probably exist in very big forests, and they live in like underground cave systems. That is the only way, and that they they are advanced enough not to be like human beings, but they're advanced enough to know to like bury their dead and hide their bodies. Like, that is the only way that it makes sense to me, because we would have found a body by now if they didn't do that. And they weren't like some sort of like living like underground of some kind. I think that's the only way that Bigfoots really make sense to me. Like, they're in like either national forests or they're like whatever. Now, I'm not saying that that's like, you know, like very believable or anything, but in my head, if they exist, that's the only logical way that they could exist. Unless you're like one of those people that's like, they're alien time traveler dimension wielding beasts. Then in which case, you know, turn up one time. Have you ever watched Expedition Unknown? I don't think I have. That sounds super familiar, though.
Probably the most recognizable Bigfoot footage out there.
Yeah, let's see this shit, baby.
Wow, this is some really nice enhancement.
Whoa.
This is really nice.
Yeah, somebody cooked with the enhancement, bro.
Wait, what the heck? They're doing our job for us. This is great.
Yeah.
If this doesn't convince you that Bigfoot is real, then
I mean, I guess it makes sense because this is one of the most like one of the most popular clips ever, you know? Sci-Fi Network show where a guy hunts stuff like Bigfoot. Oh, and he got like 10 seasons and never found anything. Yeah, that makes sense. They also resemble monkeys, so we could be mistaking their bones for apes. I guess so, yeah. Yeah, I guess I would say like American Bigfoot, you know, if they exist today.
What would? Because
That's a good
I
question.
look at this and it kind of looks like Bigfoot.
If you look at the scale, it looks like a regular-sized human being, you know, 6 feet tall or so. Proportion the same as a human being.
Discovery Channel? Yeah, I think that's why I heard about it, because my parents would watch like Discovery Channel and shit. So I'm sure that they're like, Expedition Unknown.
If you like cut off the butt and like skinny it up a little bit, it's like exactly.
Dude, yeah, Bigfoot got some fucking cake. cake.
Human being proportions. The gait is human-like. There's really nothing that's not anatomically different than a human outside of just outward appearance of it being a lot of hair.
And you got to remember that they were, in fact, and they might get into this, they were filming a Bigfoot movie, like a fake Bigfoot movie. Like, maybe they were filming the original mockumentary, and it could have been crazy. You think it jiggles when he walks? No, I don't think it just jiggles. I think it claps together in the woods. Some people say that they like clap or like bang on trees or something. No, that's its cheeks. That's its cheeks, brother. Okay, the guy also had a show on Sci-Fi. That's what I was thinking of. Destination Truth. Damn, that dude's been riding that wave. I bet he's worth at least a decent amount of money, unless he gambled it all away or something. What? Blocked. Dude spent it all on Bitcoin, imagine.
Well, he's a real thick boy too.
Not actual Bitcoin, sorry, like scam coin.
And he's got a thickness to him.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
You can see he's wearing shoes. Look at the feet.
Yeah,
What?
those look like soles of...
They look like boots.
Oh my God, they
I think that's
do!
the thing that's giving it away right now. He's nude, right? This is a nude Bigfoot. So theoretically, we'd be seeing some sort of feet here, but it appears...
Oh, like he doesn't take it serious? Oh, that's cool, dude. I'm honestly gonna have to tap in on that. Sounds fun. I like people that don't take this shit too seriously.
It's more like there's boots on or
Yeah,
something
there's like a
that.
white stripe and a dark stripe at the bottom of his foot there.
It feels very art directed by somebody with a gorilla costume,
Dude,
Yeah.
is it straight up just like a costume from Planet of the Apes that
Oh
they
my
got
God.
on 1960s eBay?
Oh my
and made a
God.
Super 8 film with it?
Bob claims that back in '67, he was the guy who strode across Bluff Creek in Patterson's Bigfoot suit.
This is the guy? Look at that walk. That's him.
Oh, he's got that,
Yeah, that's him.
that thick boy.
He does have the walk. I'm not gonna lie.
And the shoulders.
Yeah. Here's what would convince me Bigfoot being real if I were to see it. Something that's clearly physically not human, as in too tall, bone structure's
Yeah.
too different, something like outside of like just being furry. You squint your eyes, the silhouette, the skeleton that's driving this thing, like that needs to be different than a human being. When you have like dogs, like people wearing dog costumes.
Sorry, I saw VFX artists debunk Bigfoot, and I was just my brain immediately was just like just special effects, but obviously they know a lot about just general filmmaking. What the fuck am I thinking? How are the VFX artists that like specialize in something in film but are also well educated on other things in film gonna debunk these people in a costume?
Like the velociraptors, from like Jurassic Park, like those costumes. They're trying to hide a human's anatomy in the anatomy of something else. But once again, if like
The one about the city? I'm actually down. If I still feel as awake as I do right now, and like after this video, and maybe one more little like cryptid video.
look closely, you can trace where a human could be in that,
Yeah.
Right.
Once I like see something where I
Right.
can trace it, there's nowhere a human could be in it.
Dude, reverse knees? Can't fake that.
Reverse knees.
Or just demonstrating like superior strength. Like if he picked up that log there and threw it, I'd be like, the costume can't do that.
Or if he moved in just like a non-casual walk. Something that's not human, right? If everything is human outside of just it being potentially furry.
Yeah, maybe if you like, got down on all fours and like kind of like a actual monkey, and it looked like when he was on all fours, he was like still like 6 foot tall, and I'd be like, oh my fucking God.
It's like, well, you can chalk it up to being a costume, and that's the simpler of explanations. Therefore, Occam's razor, therefore fake.
All right. I mean, but this has been settled for decades, right? Come on.
2013, it was allegedly shot in the swamps of northwest Mississippi.
Oh? Ooh.
I also said the editing is amazing on this video. Sorry, we just, we went from like some dude in his bedroom to this. That's, what am I saying? God, I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
This guy is awfully close to a terrifyingly large creature.
This dude is like maybe 50 feet away. Like, you'd be so loud.
When you
getting-
said get on all fours, I didn't think you would say that. What do you mean? Do you think I was gonna say some freak shit?
that point.
We are getting a decent look at it from this angle, though.
If Bigfoots have been around this long and you can get this close to them, why hasn't anyone shot one? Also, this costume appears.
That's actually, I sometimes think that like, you're telling me something this big is on somebody's property causing havoc, and there hasn't been a fucking farmer that's like, you some bitch, I'm about to make me a fortune and tell you not to fuck with my shit.
Far worse than the one in the original. Yeah, it's lacking that natural, like, hairy sheen.
Let's be real. If you're gonna find a Bigfoot, you're probably gonna find it in like Africa, like the Middle East, like that area.
Isn't the idea that
Yeah.
like Bigfoot is like something other than a Homo sapien? That means that it had to have originated at least back then,
Right.
and branched off and somehow managed to survive hundreds of thousands of years.
There's absolutely zero evidence to point to it not being a person in a costume. Therefore, I'm inclined to believe the likely explanation of it being a person in a costume, and not the 1 in bajillion chance that it's a new species of ape that's in Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi of all places. Listen, I know that, oh wait, no, Missouri's the place that's like full of ghost towns. Never mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Another swamp, here we go, down in the bayou. He's drinking the bayou. So he's doing one of these.
Yeah, I can barely tell. Could be a Bigfoot, but I need to see anatomy or a gait or something that's not human here.
It's almost like mimicking the Bigfoot walk from the first one.
He's going like this as he walks through it. There's like a speed to how humans move, right? Like the way I can move my arm fast and like the way it shakes my body, like there's a certain amount of mass that like humans kind of have and how fast we can move that mass. Even just watching somebody move in costume, you can kind of see that. So like let's just take a look at a gorilla walking here. Like the speed is different, right? Like look at the anatomy, the way the knees are bending, the way the ankles are, and where like the butt is, the body.
God, I love gorilla videos, bro. They bring me such dopamine.
The arms, like, you wouldn't be able to fit a human being into that costume. It feels
Gosh, why did the rapper Gorilla have to come around and ruin me looking up on my phone Gorilla on TikTok? Now it's like 90% Gorilla the rapper, man. What the hell? I'm like, I'm not trying to see you twerk. I'm trying to see some fucking funny ass gorilla run through the zoo. Gosh. I'm sure Gorilla makes awesome music. I haven't tapped in yet. But, you know, no shade at Gorilla.
a little bit different than a person. Like it moves a little bit different, it accelerates a little bit different. Like you can tell it weighs a different amount and its muscles have a different strength.
Damn, cake
Notice,
alert.
like, because of their mass, there is just a different way that they move and operate. You know, Bigfoot isn't a gorilla, so it's not. I mean, we shouldn't expect it to walk like a gorilla, but from like the closest living thing that we can, you know, give reference to, there's a couple of things you can start to notice that could prove differences.
The proportions are entirely different
Yo, Hidden, what's up, bro? How's it going?
between a gorilla and a person. The legs are significantly shorter and the arms are significantly longer. And you can like adjust the CG bones of a rigged character to kind of like sort of create the elongated arms. But like you're talking about, then all of the actual motions are going to be different because it's like propagating outwards to really high speeds along the fingertips if you extend the arms. And it's like, these guys aren't doing that because they actually have that mass out there that's resisting it. It's called inertia.
When we build costumes and props for movies, a lot of times we'll add weight to them, like prop guns, like sci-fi guns. So you use like a Nerf gun and you'll paint it or whatever, but then you need to add weight to it so that it looks heavy. And same thing like with the costume. If you're trying to build a gorilla costume like this, you almost need to like add like weights like here and in your hands so that you have to like balance all that and it shows up in your gait. You know, somebody could do that in a Bigfoot costume, but I haven't really seen that in any of these.
Why are these guys giving me all of the tools for me to fake a Bigfoot video right now? Chad, if I posted a video and was like, oh my god, I saw Bigfoot today, would you guys be like, holy shit, and like gas my shit up until people actually believed me? I know you guys would. You guys are so like that. Oh my god.
The videos so far that we've looked at. Okay, there's some good walking. There's some good walking. Do we see anything that is impossible for a human in a costume to do?
Did he slip?
It looked
like he slipped.
It looked like he slipped and fell.
I think he did. I think you would see a lot of slipping and falling when somebody's wearing fake gorilla shoes and they're a human being in a costume walking in the woods.
Oh, he just threw a stick. Maybe he tripped over a stick and was like, screw that stick, and throws it.
The speed of the arm, it's a totally normal human speed. The mechanics of it, totally normal human mechanics.
There's one Bigfoot video from Russia that I saw like a while ago, but not like so a while ago that it was like 2014. It had to have been like 2018, 2019 era that was like really convincing to me that I haven't seen on any of these type of videos recently. So maybe somebody just like completely debunked it, or maybe it's just like not popular enough to get in one of these videos. Like I've seen a bunch of these. I mean, obviously like the most popular one, but like I've seen all of these a couple of times now, I feel like.
If you're going to do a
in like the last like couple of months.
special effects shot, or like a special effects character, you need to add something to it to sell it, right?
Yeah.
It's like Voldemort not having a nose. Like, you can't do that with makeup, right? They're selling it. They're doing a little bit more to make it a magic trick. So if you're gonna show me a Bigfoot, you need to show me not just a person with a costume. Show me something that a person couldn't do. Sell it. If you can sell it, then I'll get excited.
Well, at least this one's filming from the right distance here. Just as Bigfoot likely has superhuman hearing abilities, you would be able to hear a giant... Oh my God, that's a guy. That's like the least Bigfoot looking silhouette I think we've seen so far. When it comes to creatures that have evolved to live in mountainous environments like this, there's like a certain like grace that they have.
Dude,
You know,
mountain goats.
Mountain goats, exactly. Like you see these creatures, even deer, you know, moose, like all these creatures just can handle the terrain with grace. But that literally looks like a dude who's going, all right, I don't want to slip down this thing. I'm going to do a little hop over this rock here. Whoa, bounding up there. One thing to point out here, like sure, we're talking a lot about how we're able to tell that it's not Bigfoot, but on the other side, there's an element of being able to recognize something that's human. That's like another quality that is playing here. I think this Bigfoot footage really works on that sense more than anything else. It's easier to say it's human than it is that it's fake.
You guys know where true fear comes from?
Where?
The ocean. We haven't looked at sea monsters. I want to do a sea monster debunk.
Dude, the problem there.
That would be a really good one, dude. Yo, we should tap it on some of those reacts, chat. Watching some freaky sea monsters, because those are freaky. And I like it's hard to know like if it's not real, you know? Because like, I mean, I'm sure you've heard this so many times if you've done any of this shit, but like it's like the giant squid. We didn't know the giant squid actually still existed, and then literally they found one. My ass so hair that if I stand naked in the woods, people gonna think they saw Bigfoot. My ass so hairy, bruh. If somebody sees me mooning someone in the woods, they're gonna be like, holy shit, it's a Bigfoot. Did they just kidnap a crab? Possibly.
I'm just gonna believe everything I see.
I think that's a really good one. Of all the realms of like paranormal creatures,
Isn't that one real though, right?
kinda has some real ones.
Yeah. Yeah, that is the thing is, again, like, the ocean is the one where it's like, well, these things could be real. I mean, you know, mermaid videos, we can just go in there and be like, all right, buddy. All right, dude, fake. But, like, when it's, like, unknown creatures, it's like, what, you know?
If you want to share some actual footage that you have yourself or some raw video, debunk at corridordigital.com. We'd love some ocean monsters to look at. Because, you know, as we just discovered, they've only just figured out how to simulate water in Avatar 2.
I was about to say, I'm kind of done stating whether or not a water shot is practical or CG.
That's what you think, Ren.
I'm waiting for real evidence of sirens. I like the idea of creatures luring men to their depths. Let me tell you about the sirens, okay? You have a bunch of horny ass fucking dudes on a ship and they see a fucking manatee, okay? They're like, holy fuck. That thing looks fuckable. They jump right in, dude. And then they're like, we can't tell everybody our boy wanted to fuck a manatee. We gotta say some crazy shit. Yeah, there was this crazy hot lady that sung him into the sea. He didn't want to fuck a manatee or anything, right, boys? He didn't want to fuck a walrus or nothing like that. This wasn't no Tusk. What's Tusk? Oh, it's a movie hundreds of years in the future. What's this? Of course it got blurry.
Are you seeing these fake camera zooms and fake
Out of focus? Yeah. The aesthetic of the camera going out of focus and back into focus. Also the fake tone mapping on everything, like the unsharp mask.
honey, I see a Bigfoot. Like, wait, don't chase it. It's like, don't worry.
Full zoom. It's a dude.
It's a dude.
It's another dude. And with perfect human proportions.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's like really the thing giving it away. Is there's like no, like, it's just a human. Like, it's just so clearly of the build of a human. If they even remotely faked that shit, bro. If somebody just gave it like a belly and a little bit bulkier arms and shit, maybe it would be a little more believable, but...
Why are we surprised?
I feel like in like the 70 years or 60 years we've had big feet walking around that we'd like, yeah, innovated in the Bigfoot space. Like, you know.
Do something new,
This
man.
is half a debunking video and half what you can do to make better Bigfoot footage for the world.
Maybe change it up. Maybe the hair only comes down to here and you get weird, like, fleshy Bigfoot feet, you know? That'd be kind of cool. Or maybe you can see the face a little bit better and it goes, rah! You know, like, whoa! He made an expression.
Yeah.
Or maybe you hear a crazy yell in the distance so you can really set the mood. Yeah. But it's like a really eerie, non-human.
Bigfoot sex tape. Yeah, that'll change the world. I'm gonna change the world with my Bigfoot sex tape.
Human screech. And you hear it echo in the woods. A little bit of sound design. Little tip for you guys.
Wait, he's got a baby.
He's holding a
Why is everything happening in 2013? Why did everything for Bigfoots happen in 2013, bro?
baby Bigfoot.
Baby Bigfoot.
Okay.
Still kind of feels like monkey costumes.
You do not have my permission to film my son.
Oh, it moved. Wait.
I think that's a child in a costume. I think they did try to innovate in this space. I'm not gonna lie. I think we are seeing some innovation here.
Someone's 4 or 5-year-old child is also wearing a tinier gorilla costume.
I think you're right. I think we still saw somebody try to sell it. Somebody tried to sell it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing this footage though, and I was like, 13-year-old me. 13-year-old me when I see the mama Bigfoot with the baby Bigfoot. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Great.
Wait.
It's in this one, it's even less about the visuals, but
I'm telling
it's
my
about
dad about it. Yeah, they just got footage of a mama Bigfoot with a baby Bigfoot. His reaction?
the narrative. And sometimes a narrative is even stronger than an image.
You're right. Child, by association, means there's at least one more Bigfoot out there.
Well, that's a cool like twist to the story. I thought there was just one immortal
Dude, we were just talking about Bigfoot sex tape.
Bigfoot.
I'm not super convinced yet.
Well,
it might be a doll.
It looked like it moved. See, right?
It did. Like that first, that could have just been the arm.
You need a monkey. You need a baby that's old enough to hold on like a monkey, and you crawl around on the ground. That would sell it. Oh, I like that idea. 2013 is when open source After Effects programs started getting mainstream. Oh my God, yo, you're right, bro. Because I remember around that time is when my homies started using Blender and shit like that.
Arm just kind of like holding it out for a moment, but it looked like the baby was like looking up.
It could be a doll.
That
it does
too,
look a little
yeah.
bit like a doll. Like the way it shakes a little bit. It's like
I just don't know. It's like not moving enough.
And it's just so static for the rest of the shot. So is the
My immediate thought was doll, but I was like, you know what? Let's let these VFX artists tell me exactly what this is.
the quality of the footage aiding or hurting?
I mean, it helps the mythology, but it doesn't help like the proof.
I just, once again, I'm thinking about the
Puppet,
cameraman
maybe?
perspective. Sometimes, yeah, we're looking at Bigfoot, but you have to consider what's going on
Maybe.
here. All right, let's say you're walking in the mountains and you see a grizzly bear, and it's this far away. What, 40 feet, 50 feet? What do? Like,
I pull out the bear spray and pray.
yeah, exactly. I mean, that's one of the least convincing parts about most of this footage is just,
The fear factor?
yeah, the lack of any sensible like positioning of the camera person.
Like there's nothing more dangerous than being 40 feet away from a grizzly bear. Like
Hey, baby, you must be a puppet the way I shove my arm up your ass. Okay, dude. That's enough chat for me tonight. I'm gonna be scooping my eyeballs out like it's some fucking yogurt or something. I don't even know. I need to get rid of these bad boys, honestly, at this point. Okay, I regret suggesting puppet. Remember when people thought Jeff Dunham was funny? I actually don't know who Jeff Dunham is, so. Might have to do a little YouTube deep dive on that one next. Peak 2013. Was that the guy that would just like yell and shit on stage? I might have watched a video essay about him.
With a cub.
Oh my, you're already dead. Already dead.
Yeah, so I can't buy most of this footage because of that. Like
puppets.
the context of the situation just doesn't even make sense.
Do you think we'll get like any actual realistic looking Bigfoot footage?
So these guys at Corridor love to try to debunk me, but today I'm flipping it around and I'm gonna debunk them.
Guys, use code what's his channel name? Corridor Crew at NordVPN.com.
Stole the guy who made these sweet little graphics here, and I'm gonna sit him down and force him to make an hour-long tutorial showing me exactly how he built these templates in Fusion. If you want to check that out, it's
I was about to say, they're selling their own course. You love to see it.
now on corridordigital.com, and you can go watch it yourself. There's a link down below, and guess what? There's a free trial too, because Bigfoot doesn't use.
Hold on.
Go
What's
watch
this
it
one right
yourself.
here? This VFX technique used to take months. Now, I'm not saying for sure, but this kind of looks like AI. Yeah, this kind of looks like AI, to be honest with you, my man.
There's a link down below, and guess what? There's a free trial too, because Bigfoot doesn't use money. I just use pine cones. I'll see you over there at corridordigital.com, and together we can debunk these so-called debunkers.
I've got good vibes from this one. It's zoomed in, it's crisp and clear.
I mean, I'm definitely getting a sense that this is a big thing. Wait, is this an actual, like, Yeti?
This one's cool. I like this one. It feels like it moves a little bit differently. See how it feels like it's a little bit heavier, like the way it sways? It doesn't move like a person. It's just it feels like there's more mass.
Also, the scale of the matting on the fur there, you can clearly see.
Yeah. And there's like patterning to the fur, like you can kind of see as like the texture.
Did we finally find one, boys?
There's so little to go off of. Like,
That
this
too.
is just like the back of an animal or a Bigfoot.
Hey, that looks pretty. That looks familiar, doesn't it?
Oh.
I'm gonna venture this is actually just a wild animal, like a bear, but it's really cool.
That's like a frickin' silverback bear.
Just recording my yard. Hey Bob, what are you doing today? I'm just gonna film the old yard, kick back. It's like, okay. Oh, he's gonna climb a fence. Just wait.
Now, will he?
Oh, he's coming back.
Does he climb the fence
I'm
Taken
sneaking.
style?
I'm sneaking. I'm sneaking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this is my reaction right here.
If I can't scuba, then what's this all been about?
If I can't scuba, then what's this all been about? Scuba and that pussy?
This is so clearly a dude who's just like, I want to make a spooky shot. Oh my god.
Yeah, man, you gotta sell it. Jump over it.
I find myself really wanting to see someone get really creative with how to actually get a Bigfoot shot.
The big thing that works against a lot of this is that people are using filmmaking tropes in shooting this. It's always like it's the shaky camera, it's the running while like filming the ground.
Zooming in slightly off center.
Yeah.
And not actually framing up the object.
Yeah, they think putting the work into how it's filmed is going to somehow make it more realistic. Like putting a leaf in front of it is not necessarily going to make it feel more real.
Like if I was going to try to make a Bigfoot video, I'd try to first off make it clear enough that you can see it, so that I'm not like, it doesn't feel like I'm hiding something. Not so clear that you can completely analyze it, but clear enough where it's like, it's worth looking at, right? Then I would either put like stilts on, or put something like in my hands with like mechanical fingers, or like have the head raised up higher and on like, you know, puppeted or something like that. I would do something to make it anatomically not a human.
Well, it's also kind of funny because that original Bigfoot footage is still like the best shot.
Yeah.
Like compared to everything else we've seen so far, that original film footage is still far more convincing than any of this. The costume and the walk.
But also, it's probably because they knew that they couldn't use these stupid film tropes. They probably were like, yo, we have, like, they had to do practical effects, too, because of the times. Like, you can't do any fucking post-editing in 1967, really. What effects are you gonna fucking do in 1967, bro? So they probably, like, spent a lot of time, like, yo, how can we make this thing look the most like a fucking creature? Like, okay, we're scheming this thing up. What's it gonna look like? What's it gonna move like? It's gonna be kind of human, but it's also gonna be kind of like a gorilla. If I was gonna make a Bigfoot video, I would just genetically engineer a real Bigfoot. Yeah, it's just that simple, guys. Come on. Yep. There it is. Yep. There it is, boys.
And the setting.
Yeah, some sunlight.
It's just it's a good costume for sure. That's the first part. It doesn't look like it's made out of like synthetic like plastic hair. It looks like it's made out of real fur. It's got the right sheen to it. Like, so there's just a lot of things going for it. Not to mention the body is a little bit weirder and bigger and more gorilla-like, and whereas all these other ones are just like kind of lower effort versions of it.
Like, you can actually see the detail in that 1967 shot. We can't see any detail in any of these other shots.
Yeah. You know, I'm kind of disappointed.
I really wish
none of them sold the effect at all.
I really wish the first one was real. Like, there's still a part of me that believes that's real because, like, kind of looks like a shoe. You know, that could be disproven. But yeah, I don't know, dude.